Hi, Atomic Amy here, and I am going to walk you through how to put together our awesome holorific hologram. And so you would have gotten a hologram template. You'll see I've cut it out. That's the first step. You'll have transparency paper, and you can fit 2 to a page. And so you'll see I've sliced this one in half, and then I've taped the circle on the smooth side. And then what I'm going to do is I've already drawn the circle, so I can cut out the circle. And then the key thing now is to take your marker, take your red pen, and mark the lines. And it's very important that you mark the red lines because those are the lines where you're going to fold versus where you're going to cut. And so very quickly I'm going to do this. I find that it's best to use a ruler. You might, if you have an older child, this is a great chance for them to practice using a straight edge. Or if you have a younger child, you might have them help you hold the ruler while you do the marks. And so I am just basically transferring the template image from the paper to the transparency. And these solid black lines are where we are going to cut so that we create our hologram. And this is what it looks like at the end when it's completely taped together. It's a 3-dimensional prism type shape. And so the cool thing about holograms is that it's the coming together of several 2-dimensional images to create a 3-dimensional image. And it's kind of a fun optical, not necessarily an illusion, but it helps to illustrate how our eyes put together all the different images that it sees of a shape to form a 3-dimensional object. And this is great because all you need is this very simple transparency paper or ruler, a red pen, a black pen, and a smartphone to actually make this work. And that's kind of the cool part. I like markers a little bit better, but I have this ink pen that I'm using for the red lines, and I'm just making sure that I make a good mark on here, and then we're going to cut. And it's very simple. I like that a lot, that it's very simple. And so I'm going to cut this out, and I like to leave the circle on there so that you can use it as a guide, because the neater you are, the nicer your hologram or your holorific hologram projector is. And so this again is where if you have an older child, this might be a good chance for them to practice cutting. Like maybe they could do the big circle part like what I'm doing right now, and then you can do the finer details in the center. If they're a younger child, they might help you with the tape in just a second. So see, I'm cutting out the whole thing, using my circle as a guide. Might have cut the circle a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove my template so I can use it again, and see how the lines have transferred, I don't know if you can see it, onto the transparency. And now I'm going to cut on the solid black lines. And that's very important. We're cutting on the black lines, and we're going to be creasing on the red lines. And so I'm just going to do that very quickly. Again, these side ones, you can always judge for yourself what your child can do. I think the end result is going to be the most exciting when they get to see the image dancing. Just going to cut in here, just like that. You can kind of see how the sides of the prism are going to take shape. And then this middle part is the next part that we're going to do. And this is where you should try to be as precise as possible, because this is going to be the box part, the bottom. All right. So see, it kind of looks like a little bit like a V. And so next, I am going to crease it, and I'm going to show you a little trick that I use with my ruler for the creasing. And so first I'm going to fold it here across the middle. And I try to line it up so it's square. And then I actually just take my ruler and I do this. And it makes a nice crease. versus trying to do it yourself on the hard plastic. And then this is a good opportunity too to check your cuts and just kind of square them off a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. It's a little bit better. All right, so see, there's our first. I always like to loosen the crease a little bit. And then we're going to do this one as well. So here's the next one. Squaring it off. And then again, just taking my ruler and kind of creasing it. Make a nice hard crease. And loosen that crease a little bit. And then the last one. Squaring it off and creasing it with the ruler. And this is another one where you could hold it and have the child press, 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 press. All right, so now you can see here's the done one. And then here is this one. And so you can see how, you just kind of have to play with it, loosen the creases up a little bit. And the goal is to get a very good square in the middle here. So remember when I fixed my cuts a little bit, this is where you're going to kind of line it up. And you're going to get a little bit of tape. And this might be where you hold it and have your child place the tape. That would be good because sometimes it helps to have two people for this part. Put it on one side. And there. And then press that. And then I always place it down and see, is it relatively square? Because that's going to help do the image. And so see, that's pretty good. So see, here's two side by side. And then you just need a smartphone. And so next what we're going to do is we're going to turn out the lights and I'm going to show you what the hologram looks like so you can see what you're working towards. All right, so you guys can see the four images coming together to form a three-dimensional image in the 3D holorific hologram prism. So I'm just going to play this. All this is I went to YouTube and looked for hologram videos, and there's several, and they just run on loops like this. And it's all sorts of things like animals and butterflies and different shapes and stuff. And so this is kind of what it looks like in the end. You can see the four images down, and what they're doing is they're reflecting up and through the prism. And the prism is putting them together in the middle as a three-dimensional object. And so that is the holorific hologram.